I want to gravel race. In all seriousness, I want to get into gravel bike racing. I got into cycling 1 year ago. I really wanted to get back into shape. In college, I played club ultimate frisbee, so it was a lot of cardio, kept me in shape, did a lot of running. But I only like running with a purpose. I don't like running just for fun. It's just not for me. I don't like it. So I wanted to find something to where I could get back into like good cardiovascular health, get in shape, but also like still have fun doing it. So I started looking around and I found cycling. I saw some videos from NorCal Cycling. I go, wow, this is dope. That's so cool. So I went on Marketplace and I bought my first bike. This is not my first bike. My first bike was a 2015 Giant Defy. Aluminum frame, carbon fork, rim brake, mechanical gears, and yeah, it was a hot mess. Let me tell you. Yeah, it was a hot mess. Like it had mirrors on it. It had these little weird things on the spokes. Yeah, it was so chaotic, but I bought it. I loved it. But where I live though, it is super hilly. So, nice thing though, is we have a lot of gravel trails. Sucky thing though was my bike at the time had 25 millimeter tires, super skinny, like could maybe take 28s, but even then it was just like, they were tubed. So it was super high pressure. If I was on the gravel, I felt every single crack and it was terrifying. Like super high risk of puncture. Was not a fan. But I knew I was hooked. I knew I wanted to continue cycling. So I got on Marketplace, started looking around, trying to find the perfect bike. Looked at all these different websites, went into my bike shops, looked at all the bikes, tried to find something I liked. But I found this one on Marketplace. It's a 2022 Giant Revolt. I love it so much. Has hydraulic brakes, electronic shifting. It's kind of dirty right now from the trails. I haven't cleaned it off. But yeah, I love it. It is truly a phenomenal bike. I have no complaints, minus just the handlebars are too wide, which I can fix that myself. Not a problem. But yeah, love this bike. But you're like, okay, yes, you love cycling, but why do you want to get into gravel racing? So here's the story. Last year when I first got my first bike, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a crit. There was a crit in town. I live in mid-Missouri. There was a crit in town. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to do this crit. I knew nothing about crits. Well, I knew a little bit from NorCal Cycling, like I said. So I knew like kind of the gist of it all, of how it all worked. And I'm like, I could totally do a crit. No, I could not. I could not do a crit. I'd been riding my bike off and on for about 4 months. Like no training, no like continual riding. I was just going out and just having a blast, which is what I would highly recommend for anyone who's getting into cycling. Go out, ride, have fun. Don't have an agenda. Like set it. I guess your agenda should be a time limit and kind of a route. Besides that, like who cares? Go ride, go have fun. Like fall in love with the sport. That's what I did. But through that, I was like, great idea. Let's do some racing. Yeah, nope. Made it 3 laps. It was rough. Like I had all my friends come out and watch. It was really bad. It was. I can happily go back and look and laugh, but just at the same time, it was brutal. Made it 3 laps, like I said. I didn't get last. Did not get last. There was, I believe I finished 36th out of 42. So the grand scheme of things, not terrible. But yeah, I was coming around that 3rd lap and homeboy was like, tweet, tweet, you're out. I'm like, you know what, that's totally okay. But yeah, like I said, I then bought this bike quite a while after, about 4 more months after. Bought this bike, fell in love with it. But yeah, there's like so many nice gravel trails here in mid-Missouri. So I was like just looking online on Bike Reg, and it turns out there is a lot, I mean a lot of gravel races here in mid-Missouri. There's at least 4 from where I live that are at least like 30 minutes away, which is not terrible at all. Like 30 minutes for a bike race? Heck yeah, I'll drive that. And there's a few a little bit farther, but in the grand scheme of things, there's so many. And I really enjoyed crit racing. I know I only made it 3 laps, but like, I loved it. I've started training actually for these gravel races here. Yeah, I love it. Like it is truly, like I think it's so great. Like I love the training. I love the regiments. I really enjoyed going to practices. when I played Ultimate Frisbee and just running around, doing all that stuff, like getting in shape. And this is that. Like, yes, it's not a team sport, sadly, but from what I've heard, just the community of gravel is super awesome. I've already met guys here who, like, they do bike rides on weekends and during the week. I haven't gone yet just because my schedule's a mess, but like, it's there, it's here. So it's super awesome, such a fan. But yes, this is my bike, Giant Revolt 2022. I have 45mm tires on it, smooth tread in the middle, knobs on the outside. These are Vittoria Torino dries in the 45mm. I have hydraulic brakes. This is the SRAM Rival groove set. Really big fan of those. Wasn't the biggest fan of mechanical with my previous bike. I really enjoy working on my bike and cleaning it and making sure things are like functioning well. But just the aspect, I'm sure it was just parts need to be replaced, but just the aspect of like always messing with my rear cassette was really annoying. So electronic shifting has honestly been so nice. I just really enjoy this bike. The saddle's super comfortable as well. I have a Garmin head unit, which is super awesome. Also has power meters. It's just a great bike overall. I really love it. And that also really helped me want to get into gravel racing. Like, I love my bike, I love being on it. So I really wanted to like push myself and become better at the sport. And like I said, I've been training. I use an app, it's called Join. It's super simple. You can like change your availability and it'll give you workouts based off what kind of racing you want to do, what kind of event it is. It's super awesome. It takes your past workouts as well and uploads them in. Currently, my FTP is 171. I know it's not that high. I've been cycling for basically a year. I've only been training for about, March? I've only been training for about 2.5 months. So, in the grand scheme of things, not that long, but like the idea of gravel just sounds fun. And if I know I'm not gonna win, like that's not the point of these. This is just me getting out and doing something I enjoy and taking you guys along for the ride. But yeah, my FTP is 171. I currently weigh 178. So that puts my watts per kilogram is about 2.1, something like that. I'll put the exact number up. But yeah, like the point of this is to help me get into shape, but also do something that I really enjoy. And this is that. So I have a camera. I'm gonna hook it up on the front. I need to buy a new mount, but I'm gonna hook it up on my bike and like record all of my races, do some commentary. They're not gonna be the most exciting things because I won't be winning, but it'll just be like a documentation of how I progress as a cyclist. A documentation of just the races and just how they are. Of maybe you live in mid-Missouri or you live in Kansas or any of the other surrounding states and you want to get into gravel racing and you want to come do one of these because you want to do this. Or maybe you're just looking for recon because you're going to do this race and you want some footage. So yeah, like the point of this is just for you guys to enjoy and for me to do something I enjoy. Riding bikes and making videos. So that is all I have for today of why I want to start gravel cycling. But thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've never said this, but if you want to like and subscribe, go ahead. But yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next ride. Cool. Oh, I can do this with my phone. I can go boop.